Hello everybody and welcome back to part 3 of house number 2 of season 3 of houses. So today we're going to hopefully finish up the actual main frame of the house, not including the roof and stuff like that obviously, but the main frame itself. We're hopefully going to get all that done and maybe even hopefully get some roofs set and ready to go. Now before we start, you're going to notice a couple small differences in your design maybe compared to mine. This is because I was just trying it out and I wanted to show you guys something that could help your house make, give it a little bit more detail. So you notice that I added some different material here around the windows. Now I actually used acacia wood planks, mainly because without them, you just got all one big texture. Now with these, it kind of separates them a little bit. Same kind of color to an extent. It's a small difference, but a very small one, right? I mean, it's not a huge difference. Like, for example, here, the black windows look good, but they are a big change. To where here, they're actually a very small change, but they make a big difference. So I left them to show you guys, if you want to do it, you can. Here's what it looks like. Again, it's kind of expect that it might look different in your texture pack than mine. Or if you're using the same one, fantastic. It's going to look about the same way. So how about we get started? So what we're going to do is add in our upside down stairs here. Or whatever, our stairs upside down. So, go watch part 1 and 2 if you are not watching those. I know a lot of you guys like to see the progression of a house and stuff like that. Some people like to skip forward between all of them. But, just kind of keep in mind that things might look a little bit different every now and then. Or if you're not sure how or where we got to or how we got to this point, go check out those videos before you kind of ask those questions. So, what we're going to do is, we kind of talked about this last part, but these two walls right here and these two walls right here do not align perfectly. That is perfectly fine. We do not need them to line up perfectly. So what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way to our back side of the house, and on this right side, if you're facing the the back, what we're going to do is actually come out with your brick and have this come all the way out and connect with this wall right here. Very easy, just have them connect. So just kind of bring this all the way over and kind of stack it all the way up. We're not going to have any windows on these walls here because they're mainly going to be covered in roof anyways. So we do not need to have, those big windows that we need. We don't need to have them here. Now on a mansion, it might make more sense because, usually mansion roofs aren't that big depending on where you live. But we're just going to connect them like that. And that small little indent here is not going to make a difference. Actually might help the design of the house a little bit in the long run. So as for this one here, this one's a little bit different, mainly because what we're going to actually do, right, is this going to be a very small detail, but it could make a world of difference in how this house actually looks. So we're actually going to stack up our brick one more block back, and you'll see why here in a second. Just kind of make this a 2 wide here, just like that. So let's see, how do we want to do this, yo? So we want to start our window here, right? So using your pillar court blocks, we're going to use these, and we're going to start up right here on the edge with our sideways. We're going to have it come over 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on the 5th block, what you're going to do is actually add a vertical portion of this, right? Okay, very simple. Hopefully you're following along as of right now. Should be a very simple thing. On this 4th block here, just kind of stack them all the way up just like that. Then using your court stairs, what you're going to do is you're going to add in 2 court stairs like that. And then you're going to have another layer of sideways pillar court blocks is what they're called. Just like that, kind of finishing it off. Now what this is actually going to do, this will actually make your house look a little bit better in detail if you actually do this correctly. And that's what we're going for here, is really just the amount of detail we want. And this will also add, again, a little bit more texture to things. It looks kind of weird now that we have this block kind of raised up a little bit, but I think this will look a lot better when it's all said and done. So come 3 blocks up on your 4th block, we're going to add in our upside down stairs, just like that. And then to finish it off, have your sideways, or stack up your vertical one more, but then have all your sideways blocks come over and connect with the 2, just like that. Perfect. Bada boom, bada bing. Perfect. Okay, so now that's set and ready to go. But now notice that, these are a lot more closely in line now. What we're going to do is, using your pillar court blocks, kind of just have this come over, kind of have it come back in 7 blocks maybe, sideways. Just kind of keep stacking it up, just like this. Just keep stacking it up until you get to the very end. So I did move mine back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. I think should be pretty good, right? I mean, very small number. So then what we're going to do, using your brick, we're actually going to have this come all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks from where we already had it. Have it turn and then connect it with the two sides just like this. Again, this might look weird now, but again, kind of imagine it with a roof here in place. We'll make it look a ton better when you actually have the roof set in place. And if we don't like it, we can always change the roof design or the materials that we used. So again, just kind of keep all that stuff in mind when we actually do it. So this one we actually need to move a little bit more. So just kind of stack these up. Everything should be even here. So then we have our brick come up one more block. Boop, boop, boop. And perfect, just like that. Now on that corner there, we do not need to add in our stairs because again, it's going to be covered up by roofing. Okay, so now that all those are set and ready to go and ready for roofing, I felt like we were missing something though. Right, the windows here. So the windows right here are going to be the same as they were on the front. So right here, we're going to do our court stair. Come 3 blocks up. On the 4th block, add in your stair. Then 2 layers of brick, just like this. And then same thing with the window, 4 blocks up. Then just like this. And then 2 layers on top of the top one. And then using your birchwood fences, kind of finish it off just like this. Boop, boop, and boom. Again, we only do that in the odd number windows. So this next window here, the big bay window. Some of you guys may be wondering, how are we going to add windows to that? Because these are usually a little bit different in how you set things up. So what we're going to do is using our brick, we're going to add 1 layer of brick on top of the stone that we just added, right? Just like this on all of those. Very simple, should not be too difficult. Now, using your quartz slabs, add 1 layer of quartz slabs on top of that brick that you just added on all, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, pretty much. Okay, very simple. So next what we want to do is we want to come up to where this window ends. So basically like right here with our slab, it should be an upside down slab. We're going to add in a slab there on all of them. So just like this, kind of follow the outline of everything. Make sure they're all on the right plane. And they are exactly right where we want them. Or actually, let's move them down half a block, actually. And you'll see why here in a second. Just like this. Let's move them down. Because actually, we're going to add in a upside down stair here in a second. I think that might make it look a little bit better. So what we're going to do is adding in our brick right here. Basically, even with where the thing ends. Kind of do this on all 4 sides again. Boop, boop. Oh, messed that one up. There we go. So it should look something just like this, getting rid of the extra blocks. So there we go. Small little windows so far. And, and what we're going to do is actually add in another layer of slab underneath that brick that we just added. Makes it look a little bit better, just adds a little bit more texture to things. And we are going to add more detail to this here in a couple minutes, but we're trying to get this the main shape set ready to go. So on top of this brick that we just added, add 1 more layer of brick just like that. And now we're going to do the exact same thing over and over again that we just did. So, just like that, add your layer of slabs on the bottom. And then what we're going to do is move these down. I guess we want to stay true to how this is going to look. So we're going to start here, 2 blocks down. So, boop, 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 boop. Okay, that's set. Have a layer of quartz slabs that is. And then come down half a block and do the exact same thing. Just do it differently this time. Boom, there we go. Now I'm just going to get rid of the excess blocks that we do not need to keep. Just like this. Don't need those, don't need that. So you should have something that looks just like this when you're all said and done. Very big difference in how the windows actually look. Because actually there is one thing that we did wrong here. The gap here actually needs to be 3, not 2. That's the only thing that you need to change. So just kind of make this 1 more block tall and then add in your quartz slabs on top of that. The reason why that's actually 3 instead of 2 is because of this layer right here that we added. If we didn't have that, then it would have been 2, but to make the windows the same, that's what we had to do. So now we're going to add in a little bit more detail to this, just making it look a little bit better. So using your quartz stairs, what you're going to do is place your first quartz stair upside down on the middle part of this block here in between the two, just like this on both sides. Then you're going to do the same thing here on the insides, but then you're going to have your slabs come over and across and connecting the two sides together. Your slabs on top of those stairs. Again, just adding small details like this makes a world of difference. And you're actually going to do the same thing on this side to kind of surround everything. So just like that. Do the same thing on this side as well. Now, here's actually where you're going to stop it. You're not going to continue with what you were doing. You could add in slabs like this, kind of add in a little bit more flair and detail. I don't really like that idea too much. It just makes it look like it's too wide for where it is. So I'm going to leave it with where it was. So you should have something that looks just like this when you're all said and done. Very, very simple, but it gets the point across on what it should look like. I mean, maybe even add just stairs like this, kind of make a solid piece. I mean, if you don't like how that looks, you can always get rid of it. You know, just because what I'm doing looks good, and you're like, in my opinion, does not mean that you have to do it exactly how I'm doing it. Because you know, if everybody has their different building styles and things that they like. So I'm not going to say this is the best way to do it because you guys might know a better way to do it. So just kind of keep your minds open. If you think something looks better, try it, you know. Okay, so there we go. We got the infrastructure set and ready to go. Now we're going to kind of start laying out our roof here. So with our slabs here, what we're going to do is continue with our theme here of keeping the slabs coming all the way around the house and kind of just keep them coming all the way to the back side here. Because we like having a nice little layer here that kind of separates everything and makes it look a little bit more shiny. Okay, so that's set, ready to go. So on the right side where the garage is, we're going to do the same thing to an extent. It's not going to be as extreme when it comes to the overlap. So how do we actually want to do this? So maybe what we can do is have a cobblestone stair here coming all the way around. And just kind of have it come back this time. Going back in time. So just like this. So maybe on this one we will not have that outline. Or if we do add one, it's not going to be the same. I mean, again, there's a lot of things that we can really look at and how they actually want to look. So we do have quite a few things that we can play around with. I mean, for example, we could have a quartz stair kind of surrounding everything here. Just kind of have this come out in front, coming all the way around. Because we're not just going to use slabs, we are going to use quartz stairs as well. We're not really limited to what we can really do with all this extra space. So what we're going to do is just kind of follow the outline here around this area. So here's where you're going to see kind of the layers disappear together when your roof is actually set and complete. So just kind of keep working your way up, you know, just kind of connecting everything. Boop, boop, boop. And really, this part is the most boring part of building a house, in my opinion, besides interior, when it comes to exterior, that is, because of the fact that this is a very time-consuming thing, adding a roof. And I've said this on every single house that I've made. The roof it takes the most time, I think, but it's also one of the most time-consuming parts of a house because it's so important. If your roof looks off, your entire house looks off, and there's no way around it. If your house is small and you have a very steep roof, it doesn't look right. You know, if you have a very big house, your roof isn't steep enough, or, you know, it doesn't fit the house style, it looks off. So there's so many different things that you have to really take into consideration here on how you want things to look. And boom, look at that. Perfect point, pretty much. It will look better once we get all the other roofs set and ready to go. But that's how it should look, just like this. Come around back, should look like this. I think I'm pretty happy with that. We could even add a small window here, maybe. You know, we're not limited to what we can really do here. So, what we might even do is actually, let's get rid of this layer here. Let's have this brick come all the way back one block away. Just like this, I think will look pretty good. Just kind of extending this out a little bit. Maybe come out one more. Just like that. Now let's actually have it come back one more so we can have one layer of cobblestone stairs there. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. And now we actually might have room to add in a small little 1x1 window right here. So just like that. Now we have a nice little small window that we can add in here that just gives it a little bit more detail and look from the side. And usually the sides of a house are like the most overlooked portions of houses, in my opinion, when people make them. But if you do it correctly, that can also make a pretty big, you know, deal and design on your house. So there we go, got that set. So for these here, you're going to kind of continue the same thing, but this time, since we have the slab, your cobblestone stairs are going to go on top this time. Just kind of follow the outline again, and connect everything together. And so for this one, there's a couple of different ways you could do some of these things, because there's a very awkward shaped design here. I mean, how it's set up and how many twists and turns it has. This could turn into a very weird shape, but if you kind of keep following the outlines, you should narrow down some of that, weird space. So it's kind of follow the outline here, just kind of keep going as the crow flies, and make sure you turn, because you should end up evenly with the stairs in front here. And just kind of keep going. So on this one, when we get to this portion here, we have one layer left, right? We do not want to add a stair there. So what we're going to do is have this come all the way over and connect with the side of the wall here. So what you're actually going to do is, using your quartz slab, or not quartz, excuse me, cobblestone slabs, actually add in a block just like that, just halfway above. And that way it kind of looks like it finishes it off, looks a little bit more clean. And that way you also don't have to add in a stair, which would look really weird in that location. And then from here, you just kind of continue what you were doing. Just continue the shape. Just kind of work your way up. And then kind of just keep working our way around. And we should be good. How much time are we at? We're at 16 minutes, so we're actually making some very, very good time on all of this, surprisingly. So let's kind of keep doing this. So when we get to the very top, I'm actually going to stop here on this one, so one block away. So what we're going to do now is kind of just add in all of your stairs here. So just kind of connect these. Now each one, you're actually going to have it turn and connect with the wall. And each one should get a little bit further away by a block every single time. So this one's going to turn and stop here. And just kind of keep doing this all the way up. So just like this. Turn it. And just kind of keep doing the same thing. And this last one should end just like this. And though, this is kind of a weird shape here. I mean, how this is set up. You don't really run into this error or problem too often. It's not a huge deal. I mean, it is something that you kind of want to keep an eye on. So here, you notice that that piece was kind of extending out a little bit farther from the roof. To fix that, all you're going to do is keep moving it back wherever you need it to. But this actually right here is a very simple fix. All you're going to do is kind of make two separate roofs here. So this one's going to come and connect with this side. This one, you're just going to have it come around and then turn. Have a pretty much corner stair here. Oop, that's the hard part, is trying to make sure we get that. And just like this. So you have two separate roofs here. Problem is solved pretty much. What you do is have this come over and connect like this time. And boom. There we go. Now we are set and ready for the next roof. So the next part, we will actually finish up this house, I think. I mean, there's not too much more to do. I mean, all the roofs are pretty much set, ready to go. We just have a couple small things here and there to kind of touch up on. And maybe do some exterior maintenance and add in a couple windows here and there. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next part. So bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye.